of public enterprises in the wake of all the ructions that were going on with the uh, firing of the chairman of Eskom and replacement at Denel, and there was questions about Transnet as well. He felt that parastatals like yours were not being bold enough. He said you needed to be really bold into the future. Are you in line with that now?
Yeah, we're quite prepared to be bold now. I was saying earlier today the results that, look, there's a rail link of 70 kilometers that we need to do between here and Swaziland. And if we can do that link quickly, we can transfer all our freight business, the general freight business through Swaziland, and get the ML or Durban line dedicated to coal. Now that will take our coal transportation capacity to over 95 million tons. Now that's the kind of leadership I think that is required here, and it is something that we hope will not be trapped in too much bureaucracy and so on. The Swazi rail people are quite ready to come to the party with this. We'll take it through our board. We will discuss it with the government, Department of Public Enterprises. Hopefully we can get a bilateral agreement with Swaziland on this matter, and then get it going. But we're going to push it very hard.
So would that then mean that rail freight would, or rather freight, would go through a different harbour or not through Durban? Or
No, it's the same to Richards Bay. We have the Richards Bay coal terminal as well as the Richards Bay. There is another port in Richards Bay which is not a coal port. Richards Bay terminal.
like a general freight terminal?
Yeah, like a general freight terminal.
So those are big strategies, big changes. What about, we know that we've got lots of iron ore in the ground. We know that China's hungry for South African iron ore, but we can't get enough of it out of the ports at this point in time. What kind of plans have you got to change that?
Yeah, we as you know, we have the dedicated line, Sishin Saldanha. We run the longest train in the world, 4 kilometers long. You should see this thing. It's quite impressive, full of iron ore going to Saldanha. But what is happening in Sishin and Saldanha is that a lot of the BEE miners are getting rights and allocations and are beginning to mine the iron ore, but they don't have the rail capacity. So we need to look at that as well, allocating some capacity to the smaller miners to augment the two main suppliers there, which is Asmang and Kumba. The issues are going to be loading facilities and so on, but Kumba has been very cooperative and offering to help with the smaller miners.
Brian, you do think out of the box, and how's this for a thought? The new Durban Port that's going to be built apparently on the old Durban airport.
Yes.
Tell us a little about that, but if it's a 50 billion rand investment, as it's been suggested, would that not be a fantastic scheme to use manual labor, maybe to give people jobs rather than the traditional way of outsourcing it to a construction company with big equipment?
Just in the water get in there and the people can't swim.
Okay.
But that is certainly an idea, yeah.
But it's that kind of idea, I suppose, that one has to, you have to put on different hats nowadays, because the country does have big challenges, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, that is right, and I think that is a great thought. I mean, we'll certainly look into it to try and minimize the use of machinery and so on, and get in labor there. They do it quite successfully in China, where they employ hundreds and hundreds of people to lay down railways and to work on infrastructure there overnight.
How advanced is that conversion from an airport into a port?
No, we must still buy the land from AXA, and we will be negotiating very soon for the purchase of the land. But in the meantime, we are developing our plans for the development of the land.
Brian, there was one other thing that came out in your results, and again, with your background, this is clearly some of your influence, that you're going to be looking to the global market for these, what they call medium-term notes. You're going to substantially increase your borrowing in that area. I think the figure that I saw was from 30 billion to 60 billion rands. Will you explain that?
Yes, our main sources of borrowing are the domestic market as well as the local market. We issue bonds every fortnight. We have an auction on the domestic market. On the international market, we have a medium-term node program that we tap whenever we are ready to tap it. And so for the next 2 weeks, we're doing an international roadshow to see the investors in our bonds that have invested either in the sovereign or in Transnet, to tell them about the new changes, the results, and so on. And this is a non-deal roadshow that we'll be doing. And so it's not to do a deal, but just to give them comfort that the company is still fine, and at an appropriate time we'll come back to them to do a deal.
And just to close off with, we spoke right in the beginning about pockets of excellence. Which are the ones that jump out for you?
You know, we have Ngukha is beyond expectations. Crane movements per hour at the port of Ngukha are above 30. In East London, we're exporting the Mercedes-Benz C-Class out of East London. We built a road that goes directly from the factory into the ship at the port. It's a sight to behold. You should go there one day. And so as soon as they finish the cars, they put them on this little road that goes into the port, into the ship, and it's exported. Our activities in East London with respect to the VW Polo and the other automotive sector out of Port Elizabeth is very impressive operations. The port of Cape Town is working very well. They've got new cranes, new equipment, new refrigerators for their perishables and flowers and so on. It's berth on arrival there. It's a sleek operation. Even Saldanha, it's berth on arrival for all the ships that arrive there for the loading of the manganese. Our only problem really is at Durban Pier 2, and we are attending to it, where we're going to be putting in tandem carriers. These are huge cranes that carry about 4 boxes at a time. We've just deployed the twin lifts in Cape Town, and these can carry 2 boxes at a time and load them onto a ship. And so these are some of the exciting developments.
Well, a man with lots of challenges on his plate, Brian Molefe, the Chief Executive of Transnet.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you so much.
Thank you very
So good
much.
to see you again, and I look forward to seeing you at the next Ibantla dinner.
Yes,
And
certainly.
Definitely down at